Hi guys, so today we're having a look at the Ultimatte collection from Soap and Glory. Now I saw this in Boots the other day and I'm not really into my nude eyeshadows, natural colours, I'm not really into mattes that much either. I really do like having a little bit of shimmer somewhere. But I started swatching these and they were just so pretty and soft and smooth and, you know, really nice quality, well, felt like really nice quality for a drugstore eyeshadow palette. So there's 10 shadows of 0.7 grams in here. The palette retailed for £13. So effectively each eyeshadow is around £1.30. Now what really drew me to this was the fact that we've got a proper creamy toned highlight that is pale enough for my skin. But we also have a matte black, which is actually black and smooth, which was really exciting for me. So personally I don't really see myself reaching for this as a standalone palette, but I really like the idea of it as a kind of basics to keep around. So we've also got this colour called Take a Sand, which as you can see is a very kind of pale, almost pink toned tan. For me that's going to be a great transition shade. We've also got this shade Pink Intuitive, which is a little bit pinker again, so it'll be a great transition shade if I'm doing any looks with pink in them. We've got Rudy Judy, which to be honest with you, I probably won't use as much because it's not quite as pale as this. Although maybe during the summer if my skin does happen to perk up a bit, I might have to mix this in to stop this being a little bit, you know, make this a little bit less stark. We've then got Okie Cocoa. So that's a good kind of basic brown. A lot of people will be able to use that for their brows as well, which is good. And then after that we've got Conquer All, but spelt like the trees. And it's this other brown, which I think I could get away with using that for my brows quite well. We've then got Pebble Power, which is this softer kind of grey. 2 seconds. Okay, we're alive and we're in one piece. So I did drop out the little brush from this. I'm just going to show you while I've got it. I'm not impressed by it. I mean, just to kind of, I'll take Licorice on it, which is the black that we've already swatched. And that's what the brush does to it. So that brush I'm never going to reach for, I am afraid. So anyway, sorry, we'd got to Pebble Power, which I actually really like that. I think that would be nice as a kind of throw all over the lid shade as well as a transition colour. We've then got Stone Age, which is a little bit different from most of this palette because it's blue, but it's a really nice shade of blue. I definitely see myself playing with that at some point. And last but not least, we've got Mauve Over, which is this kind of rosy tan shade of mauve. Licorice actually comes after this in the kind of palette, but I just wanted to show you the contrast between Cat Got The and Licorice, which is this pale one and this black one. So as you can see, everything's really pigmented, everything's really smooth. If you have a look at the palette itself, we've not got loads of dusty kickback kicking around. There's little bits and pieces, but to be honest, I've just done my full eye look and swatched them all, so it's not really that, to me, drastic. So I done my makeup using this palette today so that you can see how they actually go on with brushes, how they blend, how they work together, and we'll come back and do a wear test throughout the day. Okay, so let's get started. Not too surprisingly, I'm going in with Cat Got The, which I'm assuming is really Cat Got The Cream because it's a cream shade of eyeshadow. So I've already got my primer on, and there is a mirror in this palette which I'm just going to be using for ease in this video, but normally I think I would be putting it down and using another mirror because in fact that is what I'm doing. It's just quite tiny. But because the palette doesn't completely stay open yet, it's kind of irritating to have it sitting down, but we will deal with it, we will deal with it, we will deal with it. So that is very pigmented, very smooth, very nice brightening shade. I was very impressed when I swatched these in the shop because, you know, mattes are usually quite hard to formulate, and these all did seem incredibly smooth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a couple of kind of transition shades just to kind of give this a proper whirl, test, try out. So I'm going to go into this one, which is Pink Intuitive. So there's quite a lot of pale shades in this, which is good for me, might not be great for other people, but you know, we'll see. So I'm just going to dust that really lightly, almost all the way up to my brow bone, just to kind of take some of the ghostliness out, we'll say. But that's not made a huge difference. I think I could probably have got away with using that all over, especially if I was doing a kind of a look that had pink tones in it. But very close up, it has kind of softened that out a little bit. So next I'm going to go in with Pebble Power, which is this grey here. And I'm just basically going to do the same thing, but not quite as far up. So, you know, I don't want to just go in with like 2 eyeshadows out of this for a review. That would be rubbish. So we're just really slowly building up a kind of shadow. I mean, I think personally when I was buying this palette, I wasn't really thinking of using it as a standalone palette. For me personally, this is more of a kind of add-on basics to other colourful palettes. Pardon me. It's got a few colours I could use as a transition shade, which is always handy to have about. So basically whatever kind of look, what kind of colours I'm looking at using, this palette's probably going to have a pretty good transition shade for it. So I'm then going to take this mauve over and I'm just going to put that all over the lids. I'm just going to pack that on and I'm hoping this gives a decent amount of cover and colour. Okay. It's a very kind of browny rosy mauve, not very plummy. So definitely fitting in with a kind of natural look, because that's so my cup of tea. But it's fine, because we're gonna go in with black in a minute anyway. You all knew that was coming if you've been around here for more than 5 minutes. Okay. Again, very smooth, very pigmented. You can just see how smooth, non-grabby, and just nice these look, which I'm happy with. So I'm taking a kind of angled crease brush. Bristles are just stained, it's not actually really dirty. And we're going to go into Licorice, which is the black in this palette. And fingers crossed, I'm really fingers crossed that this is a nice, good black. Yes, it is. Okay. So just kind of marking out where I want my crease to go and then putting a little bit more product on and swirling a little bit kind of, I don't want to say sloppier, but yeah, less focused. And just start working a bit more at the shape that I want. Okay, so that's actually really nice and pigmented. So a drugstore palette with a matte black in it that's pigmented and blendable. Okay, right, I'm gonna just finish perfecting up the shape on this because This isn't a tutorial, it's just part of a review, but you can see how pigmented they are, you can see how blendable they are. I've not really got fallout, which is complete highlight of any black eyeshadow. If you've got pigment blendability and a lack of fallout, that is just an all-round win. But I will come back, show you the kind of finished all-round look. The time just now is 11:25, just in case anybody wants a timestamp for just now, and we'll see how these hold up throughout the day. So makeup is completely finished. It's now 12 o'clock. I also done my hair, fixed my fringe a little bit. So this is my finished eye look. I did actually put a tiny bit of the pink Intuitive shadow on top of my lids as well, because that mauve over was pulling just a little bit more on the orangey brown side than I personally liked. So I just kind of tapped a little bit of another colour on top of it. So I am liking the finished eye look. I do really want to put on something shimmery, but I'm going to resist the urge, and we will see how this holds up throughout the day. Hi guys, so it is 25 to 11 and I keep trying to film this segment and I'm so tired that I ramble. So first of all, let's zoom you in and you can see how this has lasted. The black has definitely faded a little bit and it's kind of softened up. I wouldn't say it looks particularly bad, but it's definitely a lot softer than it was when I started. This is a mascara smudge, so ignore that. So, you know, wear time, I would say it's still pretty good. I wouldn't look in the mirror and be like, oh my god, my makeup's so messed up, it needs fix. It's just a little bit faded. So, overall, I think it's a nice palette. It is cardboard, but it's quite sturdy. It's got a good strong magnet on it. The brush was rubbish, don't even count that in there. The mirror is kind of an awkward size. Creepy. You know, I don't see the point. You have all this space that you could have used as mirror. You know, I don't get the point of making it that small if you're going to put it in. So, for me, as I said earlier, I don't see this as being a palette that I'm going to kind of have as a one and done type palette. But I definitely like that I've now got a range of kind of different tones of like transition shades and different tones of like kind of highlightery shades, which is, you know, they're definitely staples that I like to have in my collection, and that's what I would be recommending this palette for. Either if you're looking for a nice range of transition tones and brow bone colours to kind of fill out your collection, or if you do actually just like really, 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 really nude eye looks with a random pop of blue in it, you know, it's fine for that. But the colours are good, as in they're blendable, they're pigmented. Apart from the black, they've lasted really well. You saw when I put them on how blendable and things they were. There was hardly any fallout. So, you know, it's just the colour range that's not exactly my cup of tea. But overall, I'm definitely putting this down as being a good buy. I will happily be keeping it handy in my collection and can see myself reaching for it quite a lot to support other palettes. So if you guys have got any questions about this, please leave it down below. And as I'm filming this, we're only 9 subscribers away from hitting 1,000. So I better get going on working out what to put in the giveaway. Bye guys.